Equalizer 2 is the sequel to The Equalizer, starring Denzel Washington, and in this one, Robert Bacall comes back out of hiding after somebody he knows is killed. He goes on a revenge spree to find out why this person was killed. Now, I really enjoyed the first Equalizer. I have it on Blu-ray, as evidenced by the fact I'm holding it in my hand. The first Equalizer was something I really didn't expect. I was expecting just a straight-up action movie, and it's more of just a thriller with brutal action scenes mixed in. And I really like Denzel's character of Robert Bacall, and that is the same with the sequel. This guy is so reserved. You still don't really know all that much about his past. You just know that he can beat the shit out of you if it came to that. He's so well reserved and so calm, and I think it's just because it's Denzel, you know? Denzel is just... I love Denzel. Everybody loves Denzel. He really elevates this movie, just like he did with the first one. And when shit goes down, it goes down. He kicks ass in this movie. He kicks everybody's ass in this movie. It's brutal, it's visceral, it's bloody. It's really, really, really fun to watch. This is a fun movie to watch, and I think critics are kind of missing the mark. This is a movie I don't agree with the critics on. It's getting middling reviews, but I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I was like, this is going to have sequel-itis, and in ways it does, but this is a movie that feels extremely like the first one. It's got a lot of dialogue, but some action sequences sprinkled in there, and it's just fun to watch. Even though it's pretty brutal and bloody at times, it gets pretty fun to watch, and I think it's because it's Denzel. There's just this charisma Denzel has with everybody that just makes him so welcoming, you know? He's so reserved, calm, even when he's doing his Denzelisms. Okay, alright, let's do this, okay, alright. Surprisingly, this is Denzel's first sequel, and it really, really entertained me. This is a very entertaining movie. Now, some of the subplots you could probably chop in this movie. It is about 10 minutes shorter than the first one. This one's about 2 hours. The first one was about 2 hours and 10. But there are definitely some subplots you could chop. Some of them that are essential to what ties in with the main plot. It's just some of these subplots aren't as interesting, and they don't tie in. Some of them are really interesting, like this one that really involves this young kid with Denzel trying to keep him away from a gang. I'm like, this is really interesting, and then that kid comes back at the end and ties in with the main plot. Just like, oh my god, like, you're really feeling for this kid. Denzel gets fleshed out a little bit more as a character. This kid gets kind of fleshed out too as a character. Which was a really welcoming sight, but it's just some of these subplots just don't have to be in the movie, and I'm not really too sure what the main villain's motivation was. Like, he was a fine villain, you know? It's the guy that plays Oberyn from Game of Thrones. He was fine. The finale of this movie is great. It kind of reminded me of, like, Hard Rain. I feel like I've compared so many movies this year to Hard Rain, but it did feel like that. And that kind of added to the intensity of the situation and just showed the skills that Robert Bacall as a character has. And I'm just like, yes! Denzel kicking ass! That's how I want to see it. But, I mean, this villain's fine. It's kind of something I saw coming from a mile away. Just piecing together what was happening in the movie, I was like, there's something fishy about this guy. And it's like, oh yeah, he's the villain. No surprise there. It does feel a bit cliched at times, but guys, I had a blast watching The Equalizer 2. I had a blast watching the first one. The first one's I think the first one's slightly better, but this one, I don't agree with the critics on. I really enjoyed this movie. I'm going to give The Equalizer 2 a B. Yeah, you could definitely trim some subplots and maybe focus up the villain a little bit more for a little bit more motivation, but this is a really fun movie to watch, and when the action goes down, it gets brutal. Guys, thank you for watching my review of The Equalizer 2. I will be starting a series of reviews soon. There's a movie coming out in November. I just recently watched a movie series. I'm going to be reviewing all of those leading up to said movie in November. I'm not going to reveal what it is. Thank you for watching my review of the Equalizer 2 again. You can find me on social media. I will leave all my links to those in the description below. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. My name is Alex Madden, a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't change that.